Court calls the case of the people versus Octavia Lewis.
Nicole Hughes on behalf of the people.
Sandra White on behalf of Ms. Lewis. Your Honor, Ms. Lewis is present. She does not wish to respond under this name, but she is present. I don't know if Your Honor can see her.
So what name today does Miss Lewis wish to respond under? Miss Lewis and I kind of know each other.
I resent that statement made by the court. It is my natural name. I was adopted, and then I incorporated my name. I am sorry, Mr. Simpson. I do not disrespect you, and I appreciate it if you did not disrespect my name.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. All right, for this gets too far afield. I know that this is the individual that I know to be Octavia Lewis, as we call her here. So what do you want to do in this case, Ms. White?
Yes, I was appointed to this case. I had the opportunity to speak to Ms. Lewis this morning. We are asking for an adjournment so that we can get discovery.
Without objection, probable cause conference will be adjourned. Let's just do October 5th. October 5th, 2023.
I'm through.
9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're disrespectful.
Court calls the cases of the people versus James Jones. 2 cases.
Hey, Shannon. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Alexander on behalf of the people.
Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Assistant
Yes.
Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Shannon. Mr. Shannon, will you state your name for the record?
Labotny Shannon, Labotny Cedric Shannon.
Okay. What are we doing today?
Your Honor, today's date and time, we are asking for an adjournment. Mr. Shannon has completed an inpatient treatment recently, so I'm asking for documentation from him so that we can further discuss negotiation with the prosecutor's office.
And Your Honor, before we said day, I did want to make the court aware that he's had multiple missed tests as well as positive tests from August 12th until September 10th. Which is very concerning to the people, given that this is an OWI third in which the BAC was 0.188, and he's had numerous previous OWIs.
Just so that you know, he's probably going to repeat what he put in the chat, which he probably shouldn't have put in the chat.
I saw that, Your Honor.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing?
I saw the stress on your face.
Yeah.
Mr. Shannon?
I had no idea because the scrambler, it was non-alcoholic beer. That's what it said, non-alcoholic. So I'm on naltrexone. I can't, this right here is a blocker. You can't get drunk on it. So I was just drinking for the taste of beer. I was, we were barbecuing and things like that nature. And I was just only drinking.
Your Honor, if I
you might want to jump in here, Miss Apple.
Yes, Your Honor. So the information that Mr. Shannon did put in the chat, Your Honor, I would ask for some consideration considering this confusion on it. Mr. Shannon.
Confusion on what?
I didn't know that non-alcoholic beer contained alcohol because I was on the scrambler and it never came up.
Mr. Shannon.
Huh?
Your Honor, it would be concerning as when he did test positive, he was at a 0.027, 0.021. 0.020, 0.016, and so on.
If the court would allow Mr. Shannon one final opportunity, he would report for a scram tether to prove to the court.
I threw it all out.
Your Honor, I request on behalf of my client one final opportunity now that it is very clear that he is not to consume even non-alcoholic beer, as there may be alcohol in it, and be placed on a scram tether. And that I can get the documentation regarding the treatment program. He did inform me that he completed a 30-day in treatment at Brighton Recovery Center and provide that to the court and to the prosecution.
Oh, I need a copy of the report because I don't have the report from community correction. This is one of those times that maybe if the client hadn't started talking, you'd get your wish, Miss Apple, but I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass the matter. Can prosecutor or the public defender send to Ms. Weidling a copy of his report, and then I'll call his case back up. We'll deal with this bond issue in the adjournment. For the
Understood.
past. Court calls the case. Court recalls the case. People versus Levante Shannon.
Ally Zund on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Shannon. Mr. Shannon, will you state your name again for the record?
Am I unmuted?
There you are. Please state your name.
Levante Cedric Shannon.
I'm looking at this bond violation report, and my concern is I don't have a report before this one. I don't think. It's arraigned on 8/8. Yeah, because he was arraigned on 8/8. This is really the first violation report. And from August through net, well, because he didn't appear on August 17th. Well, we didn't get the report, but here's my problem with what I'm seeing here. On August 12th, after his arraignment, he gets to an 026, then misses his scheduled retest on that August 12th day. We go 2 days later. Well, on August 14th, he blows a .066. Then it slowly goes down, so he then blows a 6.7, a 3.7, 0.37, and that's on the 14th. Then don't really have any incidents, although no, we do. Then on the 14th, he finally got down to an 0.4, but that actually went up on that day. Then that's on the 14th. Then we come down to September 8th, and he's missing other tests, but his makeup tests are showing negative. But then we get to September 8th, and he blows an 0.21, an 0.20, and a 0.16. Then on the 10th, he blows an 0.41, and then subsequent tests for alcohol thereafter showing that. And then later on the 10th, he missed a scheduled retest, but then later on the 10th, he's blowing numbers. Now, am I to understand that all of that is from Bud Zero? Is that the defendant? Hold it. Oh, whoa. And Mr. Shannon, let me just tell you, I've been doing this a long time, so you might want to think before you start answering me.
Okay.
Am I to understand that all of that's from Bud Zero?
Some of it's from O'Doul's, but Zero. I drink Heineken Zero, but I'm on naltrexone. So even if I was drinking alcoholic beverages, it wouldn't, you know what I mean? So it would defeat the purpose. I was just drinking because I'm around people that drink.
I didn't ask you all that.
Yeah. Well, yes, it is.
And you're saying it's from O'Doul's, Bud Zero, and what else?
And what? O'Doul's, sometimes it's Heineken Zeros. I drink a ton of them. And I didn't know because when I was on the scrambler, it never appeared. It never showed dirty. It never showed dirty. It only shows dirty on this machine. This machine is super sensitive. I didn't know it. I didn't understand the technology.
Mr. Shannon?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You blew an 0.06.
Yeah, and I looked it up on the website. After I talked to my attorney, Miss Apple, I looked it up.
Okay, so Mr. Shannon, I'm going to stop you right now because you already may have talked yourself into jail, but you're not helping yourself
Okay.
at all. But I'm going to give you an opportunity at least to speak with your client. I'm going to adjourn this matter to our 3:00 block with the bond hearings. I might suggest to you that between now and then that you get whatever affairs you need to get in order.
Okay.
The first thing you probably ought to get in order, and you can have that conversation with Ms. Apple, is you might want to get your story in order to me. I realize people mess up. I get it.
Sure.
But the thing I hate more than that is when people lie to me.
I understand that.
I'm just going to leave it right there. We'll see you at 3:00.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor, to clarify, is that in person at 3:00 or is that via Zoom?
Hang on a second. We had a kid, but we'd like him in person.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
I gotta find the bus schedule. I gotta find a way to get there. I don't
Right
have a-
past. Well, we can provide transportation if you have a problem. I don't think you want us to do that.
Huh?
Nothing.
Mr.
All
Shannon,
right.
you are off.
Thank you. We'll
Thank you.
free. That's it for that block. Okay, court stands in recess. We'll be back at the top of the hour or the left. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Shannon, Levante Shannon.
Allie Zend on behalf of the people.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Shannon. Mr. Shannon, can you state your name for the record?
Levante Shannon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
All right. This was originally set, and I had indicated that Mr. Shannon needed to come in person, but I think there may have been some transportation issues, which he won't have until 4:30. At least we are informed. So I've allowed him to appear for the purposes of this hearing via Zoom.
Okay.
All right. So we go ahead. I'm sorry, Miss Apple.
No, Your Honor, I didn't apologize for interrupting, but I want to thank the court for allowing that. Mr. Shannon is currently in Detroit, so he informed me that he would not have transportation until 4:30 today. So I do appreciate the court's courtesy in that. I did have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Shannon after the previous court hearing and was able to get some additional information from him. He would admit today to the violation. He informed me that he was consuming 20 to 30 beers a day of the O'Douls, which contain 0.5% ABV. And so he would admit to consuming that alcohol and understands that that is a violation of his bond, which resulted in multiple positive tests at this time.
Okay, I get that. Let me just say this, because it is about a 10 to 12 can ratio of the non-alcoholic to the alcoholic beer. Problem with that whole analysis is, while he may have been consuming that amount, and I'm not going to go into great detail on this, because of the elimination rate of a human being, for him to get to that level, he would have had to consume those 10 to 12 in the time it would have taken to do one beer. Yeah, I don't think that happened. That's a lot. But I'll accept the admission to the violation. While I still don't believe what he's indicating in terms of how that happened, but I'll accept the admission to the violation. Did we set a new date on this yet? No. What I will do is well, Ms. Apple, what were the parties intending on doing with this case?
Your Honor, I was seeking an adjournment to get some documentation of treatment that Mr. Shannon completed in discussion of potential resolution or waiving this matter to circuit court.
Well, Mr. Shannon, anything you want to do before I sentence you on the violation?
No, sir. Just that if I give Cindy some time, I would turn myself in Monday or Sunday night to the county jail.
Well, I'm going to order that the defendant, before I sentence him on the violation, the defendant to surrender to the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. this evening, or a bench warrant will issue for your arrest with no bond.
Okay. Would it be okay with you if I did it Sunday night though? Because I just got
No, sir. No, Mr. Shannon, I don't have a problem giving people some leeway.
And that's what I'm asking for. I got something really important I got to do tomorrow.
Mr. Shannon, I'm going to advise you to let the judge finish his direction.
I don't mind, and I'll just say this, Mr. Shannon. I told you that I get people that they slip up. I get that things happen. Exactly. And I'll be able to deal with people when that does. Mm-hmm. But what I don't like is when something happens and people are lying to me. I think you were lying to me when you were first here. I think that then through your counsel, but I mean, I understand she's advocating for you. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're telling the whole truth in terms of your consumption of alcohol. You could not put 20 to 30 beers in the time it takes for one beer to get into your system because your body can't hold it. And then you're going to be eliminating that alcohol that you're putting in. It doesn't make any sense.
Mr. Simpson.
You can shake your head all you want. You're lying to me. You're shading the truth. 6 p.m. today. Do you understand me? I'm done talking to you. Or a bench warrant will issue without bond. Miss Apple, would you like me to then set this for next week or 2 weeks out?
Your Honor, if it could be set for next week, please. Thank you.
Next week, I'll set probable cause conference September 21st, 2023, 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Will you hand me my screen box?
Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Ma'am? Ma'am? Can you hear it?
No.
Okay.
I have no patience for that. And trust me, out of the day, I'm sitting up here, I'm the one that needs a drink.